Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Hicks coming at you. It's Midday Money here on Monday, the 11th. Money Monday. That's what we'll call it. Welcome on into the show. Hope everybody is doing good this morning or this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are in the world. Be sure to hit the like button here. Follow Mr. Sean Higgs on Twitter, YouTube, Sean Higgs channel, and winning free picks. There you go. Hit the like button. Check it out. Also, we're available on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. I load up all the college basketball previews are on there, and we got more coming today. There'll be 6 more added after the show today. So they'll be on the Sean Higgs YouTube, and they'll be in podcast form up in the podcast world. Let me tweet out the plays here on Twitter. We got 2 additional plays from Late Night Money. We'll talk about those in a minute. Recapping yesterday, we'll jump right into a quick little recap. 1 and 2, under Michigan, nope. Northern Colorado, nope. Austin, PA gets us there. So 1 and 2 there. Sites split out too, same kind of day. 3 and 3. A quick little, you know what, my guy Marcos has been here, so I'm not going to do a Marcos Man. Did a Marcos Man last night. Let's get to today's action. What time is it? We'll say 1:50. Well, I'll say 1:50 because it'll give them a couple seconds to come in. I don't even know if you got to. This is a poll question for tomorrow, just for if anybody watching, or if you go to a podcast that said recap at 1:35, would you just listen to 1 minute and 35 seconds? Right? I don't have to do a recap. But I don't keep you guessing. This isn't a cliffhanger segment. A teaser, as they say. Let's put the plays in the chat. They're in the room. Let's go. All right. Again, a couple ads from yesterday. Charleston, although that line has moved, it happens. Santa Clara, well, that line has moved also. I put Charleston on -4 last night in Late Night Money. I'm keeping it up as 4. I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to change Clara to +11. I'm not going to change James Madison to -5. They are what they are when I put them out. I do not change the numbers. That's not right. That's why. So I always get a good number. I'll keep Charleston at 4. I have Charleston at 3.5 on a personal note. But do I move that? Do I keep that one the same and move the other ones positive for me? No. The lines stay the same from when I do them last night to this morning. So there's that. 42-13 run could be different for you depending on lines. Someone's like, well, hey, listen, I put these lines up. All 3 of these lines from last night have all moved. It happens, folks. Welcome to sports betting. Sanford -10 and Gonzaga over the 149. I'm really close to pulling the trigger on Sanford myself. This is just I don't have this one on site. I don't have this one for myself yet. I want to take them in a bad way. I don't know. I'm not. I hate saying something like, "Oh, we'll tease them down like a sicko," but I don't know. I did lose in a scenario like this yesterday, right? At Chattanooga. I'm like, well, East Tennessee, I'm not a fan of. They weren't playing good ball coming in. I lay a bigger number off an overtime game. I think I had this with a high point in a Longwood game. I said, give me Asheville -1.5. I went up to 3.5. I thought, hey, I'm looking good. Well, that's what's holding me back, because I went down this route in another game and it bit me in the butt with a better number. So, all right, let's see if there's any comments in here on a Monday morning. Not many people watching, or even in the chat. That's fine. I'll get out here in 10 minutes. We could do that. Doesn't have to be an hour-long show. Locking it with the King is in the house. Jesse still smashing the like button. I did. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it. Love Santa Clara today after they went off for 104 on Saturday, and St. Mary's 9-day layoff. Not only that, though, I said last night, Jess, the last time they played, I think Clara scored like 45 points or something ridiculous. That was a one-off there. They beat Gonzaga the game before, so they're going to come out. It's a bad spot for them. I'll take Claire. It's 11 now. Come on. Follow the Sean Higgs channel. There it is. Pounded's in house. Everyone else, see how North Dakota minus 2.5 lose last night. Up 9 with 2:53 left. They go scoreless. Bad beat refund. Come on. Listen, I had Chattanooga up 20. What are you talking about? But the Purdue one was bad. A steal at half court. A steal at half court. Holy cow. Bill says Lehigh never in doubt. Yes, I'm still alive. We have a Lehigh future here. We have the Lehigh future. Plus 650. So we'll see how that one rolls out. Hopefully it's a winner for us. That winner will wipe out all the other losers we had. Patton says New Orleans plus 8.5 today versus Lamar. I kind of like the over in that game. San Diego, South Dakota State over to Tommy's. Really? I'll go. I might go over to Tommy's with you there because I like St. Thomas. I had them yesterday. I thought about taking them today. That over, it's a 139. I might come in on that game. I might do that over myself. Charleston 4 is a no doubt route. I got it late 6.5. Oh my goodness. What? I'm pulling up the St. Thomas game here. It's a 140 now in the St. Thomas affair. I do see a one random 139.5 on the outskirts. Abel Valenzuela hitting the like button on Facebook. Thank you, Abel. Abel, Rick Wild, and Dennis O'Brien are my official Facebook family. Always coming in with a like button during the week. Only reason I still post on Facebook here because I got a couple people who are pretty good watchers that come in and hit the button. I appreciate it. That's it. There's nothing going on. Nobody's talking today. I'm gonna. This is a crazy Monday. Figure Championship Monday. Dana's in the house. Dana, how are the notifications on the Sean Higgs channels? Everything did it work out today for you? I'm thinking maybe because if I have two shows up at one time, like if I have the late night and the midday show all up early, maybe it messes up the notifications. Have you put down any futures to win the Natty? I have a Kentucky one future on Kentucky at and I just threw $50 on it at 20-1. I was like, you know what? I'll put 50 at Kentucky. Listen, anybody other than UConn or Houston, if there's something good on North Carolina, like King D, UConn, North Carolina, Houston have been my three basically all year that I thought were kind of going to get there. And then you have somebody out of SEC, Tennessee, Auburn, Kentucky. I know that our guy T-Money hates Arizona, but I'm still kind of partial to Arizona going on a run in the tournament. I'm not that high on Purdue though. I'm not a big Purdue guy. IU Michigan State game. What about the IU Michigan State game? We liked Indiana yesterday. It worked today. I'm thinking maybe because if I have two up at the same time, it might mess things up. Sometimes I give them. After I do the late night money, I will create the midday money, and sometimes I'll do the late night money for that night at the same time. So maybe that kind of messes it up. I doubled on Kentucky myself. Listen, they're a good team. 20-1, I'll take a shot at 21 with a team like that. Yeah, a couple NBA guys. It's like Arizona. I got a team with a couple NBA guys. I might go on a run. I'm not a huge tournament future guy. I think there's just way too much. I'd rather ride the hot team coming out, every game like they're playing well. You're going to have all your conference champions are going to be coming in on whatever, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe longer win streaks, playing well. That's just me. I guess in October, April, even when the new lines come out, you can say, hey, I'm going to take a shot on some crazy one. But as much as I like futures, I don't like those that much. Everyone's up money for free picks, doing their own thing. Give it a day or two. They'll be back once they lose their money. That basically right. Arizona's high on, but they're just they are unpredictable. But that's what makes them kind of dangerous. Like they could live up to their height when they were a top 5 team most of the year, right? With what is expected of them. All of a sudden, they get on a good little groove, and they're in the Final Four. I mean, you're gonna be shocked if Arizona's in the Final Four, King D. Because the talk point was like, I think people forget how good this team was back in December, or some kind of nonsense, right? They were a legit top 5 team, maybe higher. When I was watching South Florida game on Saturday, and I said they would most likely be an 11 seed. How is that possible? Um, well, you're playing in a non-dominant conference for starters, and number two, it is South Florida, so they're not going to give a lot of respect to that. I see them as a 12 seed, believe it or not, out of the American. Florida Atlantic's going to get all the love. Now, they go on and win this and beat Florida Atlantic. Maybe they get bumped up to a 10. Maybe they flip-flop with Florida Atlantic. You know, I mean, they're behind Florida Atlantic right now in the brackets. They are a 12. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind looking at them at a 12. Like, who are they going to be playing? Clemson, South Carolina, Wisconsin, maybe. Like those are the teams. If you go to like Bracket Matrix to check out the teams, like the 5 seed line is BYU, San Diego State, Clemson, South Carolina, and the 6 is Whiskey, Utah State, Washington State, Dayton. And the 12 lines are Princeton, South Florida, Grand Canyon, James Madison. So they got James Madison winning today. As they should. They're favored. So they got Pitt and Wake Forest in the tournament and Utah in as an 11 seed. Come on, man. Come on with this craziness. King D, any dark horses in your opinion to win it? A tournament dark horse? And when you're saying that, do you mean like not a top seed? I mean, if I say, you know what, I'm going to say, and we've talked about Baylor. That's kind of like a trendy little team. I think Creighton. Listen, you put a game together and you dominate UConn like that, I think Creighton's got to be worth a shot. Kentucky's 20-1, and they're not. Is that a long shot at 20-1? What's a long shot? I mean, Gonzaga? Would Gonzaga be? I guess Gonzaga would be a long shot. Gonzaga rolls today and takes care of St. Mary's again in fashion. Do the way they've been playing. Is that a team that is real or are just playing well? You got a 10-game stretch of being conference play last year where they won like 2 to 3 games. Yeah, last year. Exactly. So you kind of say that about Arizona, Jesse? Like the same kind of thing? You go on a little run? South Florida size of 3 shots. Listen, let's take it easy here. So for those, me and Pound and Anthony are buddies here, and he's in the South Florida area here. And last year, the guy just kicks the Bulls back in football. Doesn't like them in basketball. He comes in one game this year. Oh no, I'm not doing it. They're fake. They're fugazi. Forget about them. And they promptly lose, ending a 15-game winning streak. Now he's going to go and mush these poor guys in the tournament. They're not going to get out of the first round now. I'm taking a shot on the line. I 33-1 to win Natty Dark. Why not? You got good guard play. 33-1. See, I look at it's like, okay, that's a good number, right? $100 on it, 3,200. Sure, looks like a good payday. But then you look at all the other teams, like, oh man, are they gonna beat that? Are they gonna beat that? That's why I really don't get into a lot of future kind of stuff. Uh, I just feel there's so many teams, and really, I'll be shocked if it's not like UConn or I think Houston can slip up. They always seem to go on some kind of uh, drought. Although there will be a Big 12 team in the Final Four for sure. I don't know, King D. I like as much as I love futures and doing baseball futures and um, NFL futures for wins and stuff like that. The tournament futures, I think I'd much rather do them way ahead of time, like in August or September. Like, all right, it's transfer portal's done whenever it is, September, even not September. You don't even know the way these kids are today. And just take crazy shots at like 40, 50, 60 to 1 shots before everything goes. Because you're going to have your, I don't even know what like UConn was or Arizona or Houston was to start the year. I'm sure they were, I don't know if they're like 5 to 1s. Maybe they could have been. Exactly what you're saying about Arizona starting early and then to UConn's season last year. Yeah. I mean, Arizona's a good team. Gonzaga, especially at 6-6 to 1. I mean, it's a team. It's okay. It's a little bit of a rebuilding team, right? It's not the same Gonzaga. As I said at the beginning of the year, take St. Mary's to win the West Coast. Gonzaga's not the same. Mary's it's Mary's turn. Um, I'll tell you, you go to Kentucky, and I had Kentucky that game. I'm like, no, Kentucky's not winning this game. Big win there, and then to come out and beat up St. Mary's on their own home court in a spot where, and I said I had Mary's in that game too. A loser. You have to beat up Big Brother. You're better, and then just come out and just get smashed. I- Gonzaga's going to beat these guys tomorrow in the championship. So in my books, that futures I want to place a wager on Florida, Kentucky, and Baylor. Florida, huh? See, that's a sneaky kind of team. They've won some games. See, those kind of teams, I don't know. I got to look. Do they have like Sweet 16 and Final Eight futures? Like those are the kind of teams I take shots on at like 10, 15 to 1 to go on kind of runs like that. Like, there's going to be a team like that is going to come out, and because everybody's going to be thinking about Tennessee and Kentucky or Alabama or Auburn or something. Here comes Florida. Like, where's this? No South Carolina love, right? Nobody's loving South Carolina. This is not the local USF team. These are guys from other states. That's why they're playing good. Local guys are, but come on, it's Florida. They got players down there. Still fading UCF in football. Yes, that I don't mind. The Bulls in football are pretty bad. Roberts in the house. Tennessee to win the championship. I could take a Tennessee shot. Why wouldn't you? I'm not gonna say no to a Tennessee. Do we got to bring up the Tennessee resume? It's pretty good. That's why I say Florida's 60 to 1 for a future spot. Like, I think there's a bunch of teams that are like Final Four esque. Final, there's I think a good chunk of as I said, Houston, Connecticut for me are the top, and then you have a couple guys below them. Arizona, Purdue. Again, I'm not a big Purdue guy, and then you have like a lump of Big 12. I mean, actually, I should say that because I didn't even mention North Carolina, who I think I said North Carolina is a Final Four team all year. But then you have your Tennessees, Auburn's, Kentucky's, Alabama. The defense is sketchy, but I'm just talking about a team that could win on any night, come out and blow your doors off. Your Baylor's, Texas Tech's, like Kansas. Like, how about Kansas as a dark horse? Like, would somebody consider them a dark horse to win a title because they're Kansas? They're 12 to 1 to win a Big 12. They're going to put a little something on that 12 to 1. To Moose, my guy. Thank you, Tommy. Hitting the like button. Thank you. Rick Barnes is garbage in the tournament. Yes. DeAndre Swift is officially a Bear. We got Bear news. Where's the Tooch for the Bear down report? Oh, the Bears. On their way to another 4-win season. And let's talk about Russell Wilson to the Steelers. Russell Wilson would be better off going to the Browns. Why? All right, so the Steelers are still a last place team. Not sure what that was all about. I guess Kenny Pickett experiment's officially over. And this brings me, I don't want to say it's like Caleb Williams or Josh Fields or any of these young quarterbacks. Uh, you're taking quarterbacks in the top 5, top 10. You're going to a bet. This is what happens. This is what happens. Kenny Pickett gets drafted for a fake slide. I would have clotheslined that guy on the sideline. Fake slide. Trash. Pat says, Kansas needs their player back first before they consider a contender. Same with Marquette. Yeah, I can't. I'm going to be doing the Big East preview. I'll load them up. As I said about Marquette, I can't take Marquette. They got some injury concerns. He comes back. It's one thing. It's a different team. You see him with Adam. They're not the same. Why did Jacksonville get Mac Jones? I have no idea. I look at that as New England coach clearing out, getting rid of guys who weren't his guys. That was a Belichick guy. Are they looking to move here? Are they gonna try to trade for Josh Fields? What are they doing? Maybe will they make a move for Kirk Cousins? I have no idea what the game plan is. No idea. No idea. Yesterday, someone was like, well, CJ Beathard was hurt. They wanted for some quarterback depth. Really? Quarterback depth? That's fine if Jacksonville needs quarterback depth. What is New England doing? Zappy? We're going to let Zappy run the show? And who are they throwing the ball to? How about Cleveland getting Jerry Jeudy? Now, see, Cleveland needs a quarterback. Can Kirk Cousins go to Cleveland? Trade. Who's going to take the Deshaun Watson contract? Is Flacco coming back? Interesting, Rob. I do not know. Still might be signing with the Cubbies. He just fought a bunch of Cubs players late last night. Silly to the Cubbies? Baddest man I'm playing versus Jake Paul. Must be nice. $50 million on paycheck. And that's what concerns me because I would take Tyson, not just because I grew up with Tyson. I remember watching him on HBO in high school. Me and my friends would be fighting in my parents' little den area. If he's serious, I think he beats Jake Paul. But if he's looking for a payday and just wants to smoke weed with Jake afterwards, it's a loser. It's a loser. Is that official that Snell is following Cubbies? Because I will jump into a Cubby over right now. And let's see, what do we got? National League Division winners. Yes, no playoff team. I got a Cubs minus 130 on the playoffs. Cubby Central are even money. Mac Jones and quarterback depth in the same sentence. Let's not kill Mac Jones here, Rob. The guy had a nice rookie season, and then he had Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, a defensive coordinator, a special teams coach as an offensive coordinator. You're gonna regress, all right? I don't come in and hate on the quarterback or any rookie quarterback. I'll defend Zach Wilson in here. I'll defend whoever. You can't have 3 different coordinators in 3 years and expect to be good. This is the NFL. This isn't freaking even SEC football. This is the NFL. You can't do that to a young guy. And then you put it in a bad team, a Bears team, a Jets team, a Redskins team, whoever. Carolina, a team that is bad with nothing around them. The quarterbacks are going to be bad. Not every quarterback is an elite Hall of Famer. Put your money on Paul by decision and won't let him lose. It's all fixed. Yeah, that makes sense. Listen, I boxing, UCF, I don't get into. I don't trust judges. Everything is for a next payday. Keep it classy, Lex. You know how we roll. Panda, I need official here. Did you text me, at least? Is this official that he's followed Cubbies? Because I'm going to pull the trigger here on a 4.5 win total. Or 4.5. 84.5. Come on. Someone give me something. Mike F is in the house. I'm riding James Madison with you. 6.5. Well, okay. Well, you got a bad number because it's 5. So if you got a 6.5, I guess you bet it last night. I'm sorry about the bad number, but I still like it. I still like it. Now I got to go to Twitter here to find Blake Snell since someone can answer me here. I got all these people watching here and nobody's finding anything for me here. Oh, hold on. Is this Garrett Cole's going to be done for the year? Are the Yanks going to come in and make a big contract offer here with Cole out? I took him. 84.5. MRI. Yeah, well, that's never a good sign. The guy's going in for an MRI. And you go for your best pitcher. Let's be honest. I said I took the Yanks over 93 the other day, based on not the other day, but 2 weeks ago. Snell coming to realization that he got to take a 2-year deal or something, and I thought the Yanks would be like, okay, we'll give you. We'll give you $100 million for 2 years. They're the Yankees. They could go $80, $90 million. They could outbid on a 2-year deal for everybody. Rodon's not looking good. And then you have who? Cortez, Clark Schmidt, Marcus Stroman. Yanks got to do something. What do you do? Monty? Who you signing? Who you bringing in here? Oh, man. Yeah, they need to sign him now. I found a bunch of guys, including Patrick Wisdom, who follows Patrick Wisdom. Love Patrick Wisdom. Speaking of Wisdom, movie. I think it was 1986. Emilio Estevez. Wisdom. Votto getting picked up by Toronto, keeping you on the edge of your seat. Is he really? I saw Toronto tweet that to him. Like, hey, give us a call. Or no, was it Toronto? Because I thought it was the Expos tweeted to him. As what? What's he going to do? They're picking up Votto. What, to trade Vlad? That makes sense. Trade Vlad. Get Votto, and then you pick up Pete Alonso at the trade deadline. Just took some Cubby action. I did a player prop. Grayson Rodriguez over 11.5 wins. They had it offshore. 11.5 wins. I think that guy's going to win 20 games this year, man. I'm behind Grayson Rodriguez. I should have put more on it. I'm waiting for another place to open up so I could get more down and not have my account tied up in a credit book. Where are these wins? All right, win totals. Well, wow. Okay, all right. I can't get into this right now. This is way too many things to look at. Back to the chat, and then we'll wrap it up. Trevor Bauer, the Yanks, almighty one. That's what I'm talking about. A little Trevor Bauer coming back. He's getting paid by the Dodgers, $30 million. Almighty one. That's a real good one. Anything with the Orioles. 11.5. The guy was great after he came back from his minor stint. I mean, he's really good. I know the Miz, and the Miz has not been in here in a while. Hated Rodriguez, wanted to trade him. I couldn't. I was trying to get in touch with the Yanks to call him because Miz would have traded him for Josh Donaldson to Cubbies over. Yeah, 84. And you know what? Even if they don't sign him, I mean, honestly, what do we have going on here in the NL Central that thinks we can't be a 500 type team, right? You have the Reds and Pittsburgh. Everybody's high on, right? They're young guys. You never know. Okay, it's good. I got a St. Louis team that I think is like the geriatric squad, which is the complete opposite of the Reds and the Pirates. Milwaukee traded their pitcher, right? Why can't the Cubbies now? I think the offense is there. The pitching, it's always every team. It's always about the pitching. You're going to bring this guy in here? Hey, why aren't we a 500 team in that division? And it's 84. They only won 83 games last year. I didn't have trouble with baseball press. I believe they're taking down most accurate lineups out there. I don't like RotoWire. I just used RotoWire most of the time for the lineups. Because you know what? A lot of times I don't. That was just kind of like for the show where I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna do an RBI prop or something. Otherwise, I'm just going to the sites to see what the odds are. Now, lineup wise, I just kind of know where the guys hit. I try again. I like the RotoWire because I can go off of when they have the breakdown of like the weekly breakdown. I just like that kind of breakdown page they have, so I can see the ribbies and hits for the guys for the week and who's hot. But baseball press I've never used. Reds fan for life and the back and forth between Votto supporters and detractors. It's funny, said pictures of Votto sitting various locations. I mean, listen, Votto, you're freaking 40. I get you don't want to retire. Any athlete does not want to hang it up. Come back as like, I don't know. I mean, the Reds have all those young guys. You really want to tie up a spot with a veteran guy? That's not fair. Uno and Towson ATS. You like it, New Orleans today? Against Lamar? See, Lamar could score, so I was thinking an over in this game. I mean, it's 158 or whatever. It's a big number. It's a big number. And Towson at 6.5. Like, what is that line about? That's a 6.5 now against Charleston. I mean, I'm happy at a 3.5, 4 even. Freaking 6.5. It's wide. It is wide open. Absolutely wide open. Oakland to win the Horizon League over Northern Kentucky. Milwaukee, Cleveland State, where they play tonight, even money. Oakland. Well, I have Milwaukee and Cleveland's at 20-1. So I want one of those guys I want both to advance. So then I'm guaranteed a nice win. Oakland is not playing at home. Oakland. This game is in Indianapolis. These games are neutral court. That's why they have a day or two off for the games because then they travel. No more home court. I got baseball press from the legend, Mr. Dave Koken. Smoking Dave Koken. The hat. Under the hat plays. Yeah. I guess that's true. You're talking about the RotoWire stats. How about Montana today? Rory looking for some Montana action versus Portland State Lane 7.5. This game really didn't move any kind of needle for me, but let's pop in. It is one of the last games on the board, a late game here. Let's see. How's Portland playing coming in here. Where is my Big Sky bracket that I keep all my brackets? If you don't print out a bracket, I don't know what to tell you. You should print out a bracket. Man, it seems like the Big Sky's been playing, but then they had this a bunch of their playing type games the other day. 7.5. I don't. I would say Montana just cause okay, you beat Idaho, but before that you're kind of on a what is it, 3-game losing streak coming in? I'd lay with Montana here. Lay the points. Montana for me. Again, I didn't bet this, Rory. Just looking at it, it didn't jump out of me. But Portland, all right, so they won their last game against Idaho, who is bad. Before that, they had lost 6 of 8. Not, yeah, definitely not a team I want to play on. Definitely not a lot of team I want to play on. Take Montana. For the show, though, Charleston, Santa Clara, James, Madison. And then we added this morning Sanford and Gonzaga over the 149. Might as well add the Cubbies over 84.5 in here as well. Lineups were quicker than RotoWire and coming out, plus it had projections. I'm going to miss the model. Great thing I do my own power rank because it's baseball. I mean, I guess if the lineups come out a little earlier on that site, there's got to be sites that have lineups up, but you want to find, like you said, that one had projections. So you want to find a site for the lineups, I guess, a little earlier. But I guess the projections part would be the better spot. But you should have your own how you think guy's going to do. I mean, when it comes to player projections, I'm not running simulations to be like, all right, today the guy's going to go 2 for 4, 1 or 3, stuff like that. And that is no, thank you. Players are players, and I'm on my streaks when it comes to who's baseball's streaky guys on fire for a week and a half, 2 weeks, crushing the ball. Guys in a slump. Pitchers dealing right now. Pitchers getting shelled every 3 innings. Teams won 4, 5, 6, 8 in a row. Teams dropped 5 straight. So that's where I go in MLB. That's it. Wow, I thought I'd be done in 10 minutes when nobody was commenting. And then we got some people to pop in. So I appreciate everybody's popping in. Rick Wild with the like. And yeah, we're going to roll out of here. Late night Monday night. If you haven't, listen, on the Sean Higgs page, I'll be loading up. Who do we got today? Big East, Big West, Mountain West. I said the Big West. We got SEC. Now what? Pac-12. Who else? And I don't know if I'll do the MAC today because the MAC plays on Thursday. So be sure to check out Sean Higgs for some college basketball preview kind of stuff. And I do say knows like how I kind of want to bet on a team in the next round who they play against. But all right, I'm out of here. I appreciate everybody watching. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Mr. Sean Higgs on Twitter if you want to give me a follow. I will see you tonight at midnight.